we've got another speaker. It's Madeleine Hann. If any of you know her, she went to Russup School and then the old Caedmon School and then the old college to do her GCSEs and her A-levels. She's now in her 4th year at Imperial College London doing geology, and she's going to tell you a bit about her educational journey. So Mad, take it away.
Hello everybody, thank you Jolie for introducing me. So as Jolie said, I started off at Russup and then did Caedmon and then college, so I got the full Whitby education experience, so hopefully my experiences are going to be kind of valuable to you and I can give you something positive to take away from what I'm going to say. So I got a lot out of my time at college. I thought it was a great place to be. And one of the most important things that college did for me was it facilitated my learning. College allowed me to go out and do what I wanted to do, and when I asked them if I could go and do something, they said yes, which is really important. So I remember once I went into Miss Dimbleby's office in 6th form and said, I'd like to have 6 weeks to go, and I found all these courses at different universities across the country that I really want to go and do. Is that okay if I leave school for 6 weeks? And she sort of looked at me like, okay, you can, is this going to work? But okay. And that was really amazing that college trusted me enough to go out and do what I wanted to do. And one of the things they allowed me to go and do was to go and do a summer school at Oxford University, where I studied beginner's Russian sort of randomly because I was really excited about languages at that point in my life, where I got to meet all sorts of other people, not from Whitby, not from Yorkshire, people from all over the country who are interested in all different kinds of things, which really changed my outlook on life, which was really exciting. And college allowed me to do that. And another thing that I got to do on my sort of 6 weeks that I was allowed to gallivant away was I went to a summer school in Durham, which Miss Boyd actually recommended that I should go to. Me and Doogie Elias, if you know the Elias family, went off to Durham, and we spent 10 hours a day doing maths with 5-minute breaks every hour, which was very intense, and we met a lot of people that were a lot better at maths than we were, which was another sort of eye-opening thing that there are a lot of people out there who are a lot better than me, and to meet people who were better at maths than Doogie Elias and Kevin Gallen and the people I was doing work with at the time was a bit mind-blowing, so that was another really important experience. Another thing that I got to do is I went to Southampton for a week, and I studied marine geology and sort of oceanography, that kind of thing, at their oceanography centre. And that course was meant to be for people from Greater London, totally different demographic from here. And that was the first time that I ever met a girl who wore a burqa or a headscarf. So that was completely alien to me. So I asked them questions, and I said, why are you doing this? Why is this so important to you? And they explained, and that was really interesting. So being allowed to leave Whitby and go and see those things was really great for me. Another really important thing that college gave me was sort of individual attention and sort of individual encouragement and support, and there were a lot of people who are in this room who really paid attention to what I needed and helped me. So for example, I'm sure a lot of you were taught by Mr. Stevens in physics. I think he retired last year, but I remember him coming into a lesson and talking about waves and saying how he'd gone down to Whitby Beach and he'd sat and just watched the waves and how exciting the patterns were and how it was so amazing that waves are how they are. And that was the first time that anyone had ever been really, really excited about a really niche thing in front of me. And I was like, wow, okay, he really cares about waves. So I went out and I bought a book and I read about waves and patterns and about convection cells and about turbidity. And I sort of realized that I wanted to be a scientist just because of this little thing that happened. Sort of adding to that, I spent a lot of time in the maths department upstairs, and people like Miss Boyd said, you say how much you enjoyed statistics, and we all sort of sat there and went, oh, how can you enjoy statistics? This is awful. But eventually grew to learn that actually it was quite fun, and it was actually very useful. So just having people in front of me saying, no, this is exciting, you should pay attention to this, is really important. And things like I saw Mr. Hooper come in and sit at the back and was probably hoping not to be mentioned. But he was my history teacher about, I don't know how many years ago, when I was in year 8 and year 9. And he taught me how to construct an argument. And when I'm writing my dissertation at the moment, and I was sitting writing my dissertation thinking I need to be really critical about this. And the person who taught me to be critical was Mr. Hooper, when we learnt about Rosa Parks and sort of black and white equality in America. So there's a lot of individual moments that are really, really important. I also learnt to be a leader at college. I learnt to do things like this, to do public speaking, because people like Miss Hann and the people sitting behind me gave me the opportunities to do so, which you don't get everywhere, which you don't get very often, so that's made a really big difference in my life. And so because I got all of this out of college, I'm now able to be at university and I'm able to talk to people like this. And this summer, I got the opportunity to go to America for free. The US State Department, I applied for a course and the US State Department paid for me to spend 5 weeks in America, meeting people from all over the world and learning about US culture and about how they specifically handle environmental issues. And I was able to be confident and talk to loads of different people and learn as much as I could about the world because college had prepared me for that. And so an important thing about this is that you have so many opportunities when you're at college and just all around you. We're probably the most privileged people or the most privileged generation that will ever live and has ever lived. We have access to so much information. We have freedom of speech. Boys and girls are educated equally. We live in a democracy, which is not to be taken for granted. So I think that all you young people sitting here getting your awards, you have so many opportunities, and I think you have a responsibility to take that and take the platform that college is giving you and the facilitation they're giving you to go out and make positive change in the world because you can and because you should. And one of the most important things about figuring out how you're going to make positive change is finding what you're really good at and where you're going to make a really specific, really meaningful difference. And that's really hard to do. I'm still doing that. I'm sure many of the adults in the audience are still doing that. But you need to keep all the little nuggets of, individual attention that you get here and all the opportunities that you get and just become as informed as you can in order to decide where you're going to focus your efforts. What are you going to do? What are you going to contribute to your community, whatever it may be? And in order to achieve that, you need to be really proactive. You need to go out and you need to ask for things and you need to be pushy because you've obviously all got the intelligence, you know how to work hard for things, so you need to go to people and say, look, I'm really good, can I go and do this? All the sort of extra summer school things that I talked about that I did while I was at college, they were all free and I all got them, and I got them because I applied, because I said, yes, I'm good enough to do this. So that's really important. You have to make these things happen yourself. And I'm pretty sure if you turn up at any of the doors of these people and say, I really want to do this, it's a bit different or a bit out there, they will help you make it happen and they will facilitate it, which is a special thing you have at college. Because I've been to a lot of different countries and I've met lots of different people from different education systems. And another important thing I want you to take away from what I have to say is that Whitby is really great. We have it really good here. It's really easy to say, oh, we come from little Whitby. But there's fantastic support networks here, and I don't think we should downplay that. I'm not at all surprised that Natasha Creek is doing so well in Abu Dhabi. I'm not at all surprised that people are going out and being really successful in their lives after they've been here, because you do get a really good grounding here. So don't underestimate yourselves. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and congratulations to you for your hard work. Go away and thank the people who have really supported you. And what I think you need to do now is, which is what I did, and I'm still doing all the time, is go away and take stock of what you're doing well, because you're obviously doing something right. And then you need to plan what you're going to do next. And you've got to figure out who's going to help you make it happen. And then you've got to go out and ask those people and talk to those people. And don't be afraid to do that, because people love being asked about what they really enjoy. It's a massive compliment to someone if you come up to them and say, I'm really interested in waves. Can you talk to me about waves? Because that probably doesn't happen to them very often. So go out, plan what you want to do, and get really good at it. Thank you.